How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be looking through some official material that has been released by Nintendo on the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity game. They've been updating their website and Twitter regularly with more information about the characters that will be appearing in the game, as well as some different things that we can see throughout the game in terms of shrines and shops and levels. So without further ado, I'll get right into it. On the official Hyrule Warriors webpage that you can find just by googling Hyrule Warriors, it has a few tabs here, so we'll be mainly focusing on the story, characters and gameplay tabs because they have a little bit of information that we might not have covered in a previous video. Now before I get started, I will just say I am very close to 300 subscribers actually as I'm recording this, so if people could hit that subscribe button and help me get even more subscribers, that would be really helpful. Every subscriber helps to grow this channel even more, and I plan to be making more content like this, especially once Hyrule Warriors does come out. So under the story tab, we can see just some general information about the 4 champions. We see just some basic stuff that we already know, but I will draw your attention to just this image of Master Koga here. We can see him standing there as one of the main bosses. We can also see that magnetic spiked ball that was one of his common attacks that he used in Breath of the Wild. So as I say in the video that I did prior to this one, it seems that that attack will at least be making a return. And I've gone over in a previous video as well, Master Koga actually doesn't look like a pushover this time. He actually looks like a proper boss fight, so that's exciting to see. And then just at the bottom of this web page here, we see some images of the Divine Beasts, just a couple of screenshots of gameplay that we've already seen. And yeah, that's sort of that tab. Nothing too interesting there, but the main ones that will give us some information are characters and gameplay. So let's get into that. So we can see here we have Link. There's nothing new here, we all played as Link in the demo, same with Zelda and same with Impa as well. And there's not really any new information there that we can gain. But what we can see from this website is more information about the 4 champions. So here we have some information about Revali, a gifted archer who has mastered aerial move previously thought impossible, so probably referencing Revali's Gale there from the main game. And we can see from this screenshot that he's fighting a new enemy called an Electric Moblin. So I covered this in my last video as well, but it seems that there's this Electric Moblin and we've also seen a Fire Moblin as well in some gameplay. So we're likely to see, much like the Wizrobes, Fire, Ice and Electric Moblins, just to make some new enemy types, which makes things interesting. It gives us a little more variety in the enemies and strategies that we'll have to use. And we can see here, unique ability, so that refers to the ZR button that you press, so how Link can use arrows, or how Impa can summon marks to make her clones. Revali's is the power of flight. And in the gameplay video that I went over previously, we saw that Revali can just sort of leap into the air and start flying around the map and launching arrows from above, which seems incredibly strong because none of the shorter enemies can actually touch him at all. So he's just able to shoot arrows while pretty much invulnerable, which is really strong. Next up we have Daruk, Goron warrior who possesses the power to deflect attacks. So he is able, it looks like, with his shield button to summon Daruk's protection, and that gives him maybe like a better shield / parry compared to the other characters in the game. It seems more of an AoE sort of damaging ability than the other counters in the game. And it also says that his unique ability, so his ZR ability, is he summons exploding magma. So in the gameplay that I've already gone over, we saw him being able to summon some rocks, similar to how Zelda summons Cryonis with her ZR button. And much like Zelda, he can blow those rocks up to do some area of effect damage. Nintendo of America released a video here that is just showcasing some Daruk gameplay, so we can see actually what I'm talking about there. So as you can see, he does his basic combo here and he summons up some pillars there, which he then uses to hit enemies and also to then explode them afterwards as well in a big combo. Also at the end here, it's worth noting that this is the first look we get at a Hinox. So in the background there, you can see that Daruk is fighting a Hinox. Not sure what level this would be in, but it's good to see confirmation that Hinoxes are indeed some sort of mini-boss or maybe even a main boss in the game. Probably also meaning that Stalnoxes will be prevalent in the game as well. So that was Daruk. Next up we have Mipha, Princess of the Zora, who possesses an incredible healing power. So throughout the demo or the extra gameplay that we've been able to see, we haven't actually seen anything of Mipha's healing power, so I am wondering if she is able to heal the other characters on the map, or maybe she can heal herself somehow, because all three of the other champions seem to possess their abilities from in Breath of the Wild, but Mipha doesn't seem to be able to do that as of yet, but I'm sure they will incorporate her healing power somehow. Her unique ability is that she can leap into the air as well as travel to fountains. So in the gameplay video that I showcased a little while ago, she is able to summon fountains that are like quite a far distance away from her, and by pressing ZR she can teleport to them. Much like how Impa can use X to teleport from enemy to enemy to enemy, Mipha's seems even longer range and perhaps even more useful, so that seems like an incredible ability for like really long range combo attacks and stuff like that. And then finally we have Urbosa, the chief of the Gerudo, who possesses the power to command lightning itself, and her special ability is that she feels the lightning gauge when she presses ZR. So what the lightning gauge is, it is a bar underneath the special bar that has 4 ranks, and each time you use an electric based attack it consumes 1 charge, and then you can press ZR to recharge your sword. And the lightning attacks do extra damage, they have much more area of effect, and they look a lot cooler, which is always nice. Now finally, under the gameplay tab, we see some things that we've already seen from the demo, such as this level here. We can see here that it says from barbaric bokoblins to towering Lynels, so confirmation that Lynels will also be some sort of mini-boss or enemy in the game, which is very nice. I'm really looking forward to Lynel fights in this game. Then we see a couple more screenshots of the demo here, but I will bring your attention to one of these screenshots. I think it's a bit lower actually. Yeah, so Tools of the Trade. So this part is showing just the different side stuff that you can do in the game. A little bit further on, so you got the food. And then, yeah, popular places. So we got the Hylian Blacksmith Guild, which was in the demo. Then we can see the military training camp. So much like how in the original Hyrule Warriors you could level up your characters with rupees, this military training camp is shown to be the same thing. So you can spend your rupees here to level up your characters, in case you don't want to go through the grind of having to constantly do maps over and over, which is very nice, especially considering that that the level caps in these Warriors games are usually extremely high. I know Hyrule Warriors, you could get up to like level 255, I think. So sometimes you don't want to grind every single character, sometimes you just want to use your money to be able to spend your way into having stronger characters. Next up is the meditative training. So Curious Room in the temple, perfect for meditation. And we've seen some gameplay of Link and Impa fighting bokoblins and moblins inside something that looks like a shrine. So perhaps these meditative trainings are missions of some kind where you have to defeat a certain amount of enemies. I sort of think of it like how in Breath of the Wild you had your minor, medium and major tests of strength. These could be similar to that. And it's just a way that shrines are implemented into the game, I feel. And you can see on the minimap here, there's a lot more little side missions and stuff that you can do, as opposed to what we saw in the demo by the looks of things. The Kochi Dyer shop is making a return in Hyrule Warriors as well. So in addition to there being customized, there being different types of armor for the different characters, we also get to use dye to change the colors of them, much like Breath of the Wild. So again, there's just a lot of options. You can play in whatever way you want, with whatever aesthetic you want, which is just really nice that they decided to add that in as well. And then finally, this is just showing one of the shops in Gerudo Town. So this one is where you can buy a lot of the precious ores. So we can see from the common amber all the way up to the really rare diamonds, that all of them are present in at least one of the traveling merchants, as well as probably being able to find them on various different maps, like how there is topaz in the Hyrule Field mission. And again, we can see just another merchant here. So finally, it has a pro tips page. So this part here confirms not only that there will be the Flamebreaker armor and the Zora helm and different armors like that, but also that these armors will assist you in different ways depending on what map you go to. So how Link has the Flamebreaker armor here, that's said to be able to, or it's implied to be able to offer you protection against magma and lava and stuff like that. It would be nice if we get some sort of actual statistics in the game to show how much our defense might be being raised, or the effects of what our armor is actually doing, because in the demo it wasn't really clear whether like wearing the soldier's helm actually did anything for our defense or not, whether Link had more defense because he had armor compared to the other two characters. So it'd be nice to see something like that, but at the end of the day, it is nice that these armors are more than just aesthetic. They do actually have some sort of use in battle as well. Here it just says about Korok seeds. Apparently if we collect them all, something good may happen. So whether you choose to believe that or not based on Breath of the Wild, that's up to you. And then some puzzles. So we saw some Magnesis puzzles in the demo. Hopefully there's more substance to different puzzles. Hopefully it's not all just trying to find chests in the ground. But I'm sure there will be. It's a Zelda game, there's always some sort of puzzle. And then finally it just shows off the co-op mode. It's horizontal split screen as opposed to vertical split screen. And I don't believe there's an option to change that, but maybe in the full game there will be some sort of option to change that. Now finally, it was shown in, I'm not sure whether this is from the demo, I think it is. But when you look at the characters, you can see that there are symbols for Purah and Robbie. So in one of my videos, I speculated that I thought that Purah and Robbie would be playable, but a leak that I covered said that they wouldn't be. So here we can see that Link has a special symbol next to him, Impa has a special symbol next to her, and Zelda has a special symbol next to her. But Purah and Robbie just have very generic symbols. So this probably means that Purah and Robbie are actually not going to be playable, at least in the base game. And why I say that is because each character that was data mined to be in the game had some sort of special symbol. So you would assume that if Purah and Robbie were going to be playable, that they would have some sort of special symbol that showed their face or something of the like. Now it could be possible that the demo was scrubbed of their symbols before release. You know, that's always on the cards. Nintendo and Koei Tecmo did seem to try and scrub as much data from this demo as possible so there wouldn't be too many leaks. But again, we've already seen the symbols for a lot of different characters, so you would assume that their symbols would be present on this screen here if they were going to be playable. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Hopefully you're really looking forward to this Hyrule Warriors game as well. I know I definitely am, and I will definitely be keeping you guys up to date with any more content, any more leaks, or any more information that comes from Nintendo themselves. So if you like this kind of video, please drop a like, please drop a comment to say how much, you know, what you feel about this video, whether you like the direction I'm taking these videos, what you would like to see next maybe, and if you want more of this content, please subscribe. It would really help me out and show me that I should keep doing this sort of stuff. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.